Oh,
And
wow.
we're live.
And I just remembered where I got distracted and did not send you that link, Brian, so I just sent that to you.
That is all good.
We do that often.
Everybody.
We do. I'm guessing that is Sam in the chat under Skeleton Key. Hey, Magnus,
Hey
how are
Sam,
you?
I can't see it if I see the chat that I can't see Jess and Brian there.
Ah, here.
And of course I ain't got my glasses on. Magnus, hey. So yeah, if everybody would share, remember caring is sharing. And I don't know if
You
Courtney's
said
still
that backwards.
or whatever. Sharing is caring. What the fuck ever. It's
That's me.
been it's been a long time since we've been live.
Yes.
and here
Oh,
we
we've got
are.
Jeremy in the chat saying hello. He's actually awake.
Hey Jeremy, nice to hear from you live on Unlocked and Uncensored.
Yes.
Um, I
We've
still
got our
can't.
friend Brian James here
Yes, I was
with us
about to
tonight.
say Brian has agreed to come on since we didn't really have shit to talk about tonight.
We
We thought,
decided to wing it.
yeah, one of our last times that we were live on Brian's show. So we decided it was
Start
a,
how we
just
end. Start how
yeah,
we ended, I guess.
how we ended is how we came back. We come back with Brian. And
Oh man,
so,
we had a giggle fest on my show. Holy shit!
Thank you,
well,
Jenny. Good evening to you as well.
welcome, Brian, to Unlocked and Uncensored. Now, you've not ever been on this side of the page. We were on your side, where we were a little bit more censored there. Uh,
Not
We
but
by my show.
behaved.
you don't have to behave on
Yes,
our
we did
show.
cover that. We did cover that.
So,
Good to be
Brian,
back, Sam. Thank you.
For those of those people out there that don't know who you are, tell us who you are, where you're from, and before we get into all of that, my husband and I are both huge fans of Tater and Tater Tot. We need to know, how is the Tater Tot coming?
Yes.
Oh well, we have 11 days before the tater tot's gonna be in this world. Tater's
Yay.
extremely tired. She having a hard time staying up. I'm doing what I can to take care of the house and the kids and my sick mom and my wife and just rocking and rolling.
Awesome, awesome. I remember
Cool.
being that pregnant, and I do not envy her, and I am sending all the good energy for her right now.
Hey, Robin.
Well, thank you. That's very much appreciated. I mean,
Yes,
any good energy
absolutely.
you can get is a positive thing right now.
Well, we're coming into the full moon. Let's see. Well, it was
Ooh, you
out
might
here
have.
over the pasture.
Maybe you'll have a
We'll,
full moon, baby.
yeah,
Oh,
maybe you'll have a full
gonna,
moon, baby.
gonna be my luck. He's gonna come out, and the first thing he's gonna do is crawl to the window and owl.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
After walking on a leash, it'll be great.
And we're
so,
not talking one of the little like cute teddy bear backpack leashes either, right?
no,
Oh
no,
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 no, no. It'll have to be full spike dog collar, big old
Yeah.
thick chain. He's
Yes.
gonna be the werewolf, and it's just impossible.
So, is the tater tot a boy?
It is.
Oh,
Um, he is a boy, and his name will be James Wyatt, named after my father, who deceased in 2006.
well,
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that, but that is very cool. You're carrying on your daddy's name.
His
Absolutely.
name
So that's
and
awesome. So Brian,
Michael.
tell us about, what do you do up there in Spokane, Washington?
Well, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Brian James. I was co-founder of Global United Paranormal Foundation for about 6 months. Before that, I ran a team up here in Spokane with my best friend and brother Richard Guthrie, and we were called the Spokane Ghost Crew, and we had about an 8.5 year run.
Hell yeah. And now you're kind of the podcast king of Seattle or Spokane.
Yeah,
Spokane.
I guess you could say I'm the Fraser of Spokane. I started out with Spokane Ghost Talk for a while, and as I changed from the SGC over to Global, it became Shadow Zone. And now that I'm not with Global anymore, and I'm just kind of a freelancer, I'm the paranormal world's hottest free agent. Just kidding. But
Right, right. Well, of course, you and I talked a little bit about that yesterday, and we'll have to go into more about that later on. Maybe after the show, we'll have a little backstage conversation about what happens next for you, Brian James, in the paranormal world.
well,
Yeah.
I know I'm not gonna make my return until October. Yeah, I got to worry about the baby. Tater's getting
Right,
a full ligation, so I'm gonna have to take care of her and the kids for up to 12 weeks until Mama's feeling better,
right.
and then I got full permission to balls to the wall, jump right back in, and right now I align myself back with where I started with the SGC when I first started networking, and that's the paranormal consultant Matt Barrett and his P3 program. And just
And we're
kind
very
of,
interested to hear about that in particular.
Hmm. Yeah.
So we'll have to chit chat about that.
oh, absolutely. Matt Barron is, one of the greatest guys I've had the opportunity to meet in the paranormal world. He revamped my team. He was the one that got me into podcasting, and there's a plane going by. I apologize.
I understand. As you know, I've had to come outside to get a signal tonight myself, so it is
I
what it is.
died because Mikey's awake, and when Mikey's awake, he's got the happy squeals because he's
Right.
nonverbal autistic, and Pantera has her best friend over, so I'm sitting outside on the couch.
Nothing wrong
I
with that.
understand. Understood. Um, so let's talk a little bit about your past paranormal. Um, when you do investigate, are you residential, commercial? Where do you investigate, Ryan?
Oh man. When we started the SGC, it was on the rule that we were there to help everybody with their activity. And our first investigation was actually a residential that we spent 6 months on. And I mean, it was haunted enough that it landed us on the local news station here.
Right.
And after we got that one out,
I'm glad that you said something about you know being on a location for 6 months because especially when it's a client investigation, they watch all these TV shows and they think that we can come in and we can find activity in an hour and a half, and we can fix it, diagnose their problem because that's what happens on TV. But in reality, us paranormal investigators who are really out here in the field working with clients, you could be in a house 6 months, you could be in a house a year. We could go in every night for 6 months and not a damn thing happen. And then
yep.
that final night, everything happens. The furniture's flying, and I mean, you know
Well,
how
if
it
if
is.
that happens, oh,
um, yeah, I've never had anything thrown at me, but I've been scratched, I've been pinned down. Um, the first investigation we did, it was the most haunted residential we'd ever done. And I mean, we started out with three flip phones, and we're catching little girls humming the same tune that the mother was humming 2 weeks earlier.
Hmm.
We're catching this thing calling me by all of our nicknames when we didn't go by our nicknames. This thing's
Wow.
physically attacking, destroying roses, throwing teddy bears off beds, dragging people out of bed. I mean, it was bad, but we were
Wow.
able to fix it. And that's when I
Well,
knew,
that's
I had the ability to continue on. And we just went from there, and we became a household name for a while. And we died off because of COVID.
right. That happened to a lot of us. Um, we were kind of lucky in that aspect because my parents happened to buy a very haunted house. So
You always had
it,
a fucking training ground then.
right, so for and they're totally renovating, and like anybody that knows me knows that we've had renovations going on here for months now. The light is at the end of the tunnel, thank God. But so it's kind of postponed my dad's renovations and the haunted house. So we've been investigating that hell since I guess the first time we all went in as a team. Well, we went in as a team before COVID, but then COVID shut everything down, and then we were all bored to death and thought, oh, October 2020, let's go. We all been safe and locked up. Let's all go investigate. And
Yep. Yep.
that house
And
never lets
Jesse
us
Jesse is
down.
piping in here to tell everyone that months actually equals 2 years.
Right, right.
And
We, you know
when
what? You are not the first person who has mentioned feeling like something else is going on, Joshua. Some awakening or something. I have had a lot of people mention just feeling off lately.
A lot of people, a lot of people, even the Twinkster. Again, that's someone on our
Oh,
team, Brian.
he's our skeptic.
Yeah, he's our super skeptic, and I guess he's had some kind of experience lately himself as well. Um,
you
so
gotta
yeah,
like,
yeah, uh, that's got to be you with the siren,
Yep,
Brian.
oh,
not me.
sorry, I'm mute.
We were just trying to figure out where it was coming from.
Well, yeah, I was like, wait a minute,
We
because
all
I
need to know.
very
We
rare,
need. That's a very important question.
yeah, it's very rarely that I hear a siren out in my neck of the woods. So it was like, well, wait a minute,
Who are they coming for?
it's
Where
not me. I didn't do it this time. Wasn't me.
I live, if the fire truck and ambulance ain't up here every day, and there's not at least a couple gunshots and a few screaming matches on a Saturday night, there's something really fucking wrong up here.
Yeah.
Wow,
Joshua mentioned something a minute ago that I thought would be pretty interesting to see how you feel about this, Brian. He mentioned that he's more of a one man show, whereas one of our number one rules is don't investigate alone.
you know, I see this from both sides of the fence here. On his defense, you know, I've done a one man show, and it's fun, and you may know what you're looking for, and you may know all the warning signs, but man, who's gonna be there to cover your ass? You get attached to or something.
exactly.
You know, as where
You
you have
got to have
a
backup.
team behind you. They can look at you and be like, "Dude, we need to get you the fuck out of here now. Let's go."
Right, right,
Well, and
Yeah,
if the ghost decides to kidnap us and all of that, if two people are missing, they're more likely to take that seriously than just one people being missing. So,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
but
we
also
fall
just
through a portal or some
having
weird
somebody
shit
to
like that.
validate your experiences as well
But
is nice.
it is fun to go out and investigate by yourself sometimes. I mean, you don't have everybody else's noise. It's just you in the place, and you can capture better evidence because it's more quiet. I mean, you can have your buddies go over it and verify what you hear. You know, I
Right.
I do like an occasional singles investigation, but it's never anything more over a park or a cemetery. When it comes to residential or commercial, no, you need a team.
Right, right. And I would say pro I probably have kind of sort of investigated alone in my house or on my property. Um, but yeah, a residential or something that we've already kind of confirmed is haunted before we go, I am taken back up. And I, my parents' house over there. It ran me out one night, and I don't. It was like the life was sucked out of the room. I mean, have you ever had anything like that happen, Brian? It's like, and I don't really scare easy. I generally am the one that will stand up to him. No, fuck you. I'm not going anywhere. But that night, whatever happened in that room, it was like if I did not leave in that moment, I felt like I was going to die. I couldn't breathe. I walked outside, walked around for a minute, shook it off, wiped it off, kind of did my little thing. And then I went right back in. But I've never had anything that intense hit me like that. You ever had anything like that happen? Because we're
You
still
know,
dealing with this place. So obviously, I'm looking for people who have experienced the same kind of shit at other places.
um, the SGC was at its hottest point, and we had talked to a local television station down here about filming to their channel our investigations. And what better way to do it than go an hour north and go to Colfax, Washington, into St. Ignatius Hospital? And yeah, all the big teams have been there, but I'll tell you all a little secret. My team was the first one to ever investigate all night.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
We were
we've got a
the
location here in Alabama that we've also had that privilege
night.
to have open access of a historical place here locally,
It's
and
something else.
yeah, it's pretty
Challenging in a
cool.
lot of ways too, because some of our equipment does not work because the main area that has the most activity is literally situated over a running river. So
Um,
the like the REM pod will not work there at all.
wow.
It just goes off continuously,
We're guessing it's
continuously.
the vibration of the river itself, something about that. But
That's what I would think too.
no,
Yeah,
it's
because
challenging.
we tried to debunk it everywhere, and that's the only thing we could come up with is it's got to be the vibration in the ground there.
Yeah. I mean, with Colfax too, we were the only team granted access into other buildings, and they let them. We had the mayor investigate with us. We were in their paper. We camped out in their park for 4 days, and I went in there with a very cocky attitude and started calling shit out. And long
Mm.
and short of it, the last day we packed it up. We went to go put the data in the computer. There wasn't no data in that computer for that investigation. We lost everything. So
Oh, we the we've investigated, and we were out of town, so we went back to the hotel, and I was just, and these were pictures that were taken like pre-investigation, right? And so I'm basically sleeping between two freight trains. So, needless to say, I couldn't sleep. So I get up and I start, flipping through pictures and stuff. And I came across this thing on the roof of this house that almost looked like a wolf. But I mean, it was human size, but it looked like a wolf standing on 2 feet in a cloak with red eyes. Of course, that was like, okay, am I really seeing what the hell I think I'm seeing? So I poke uh guy that's with the happens. His name was Brian as well. I poke Brian. Hey, dude, ch- check this out. And he checks it out, and he's like, "Well, wait, what the fucking?" He was the technical guy at the time on our team. So he gets up. I'm looking at it on my computer. He gets up and he puts it on the big fucking TV in the hotel room, right? And we're looking at this thing, and it was like, what? I mean, and it's very defined. You could see it just as plain as you could see me standing here. You could see this thing, and so I'm like, what the hell? And so, of course, we're flipping through other pictures trying to figure out, okay, is it a reflection? I'm always going to look for reflection, something like that, always. Couldn't describe it. So, of course, now he and I are, wrestling around, not wrestling, making noise and shit, and talking back and forth in the hotel room. So it wakes up Rhea, the lady that's with us, and so she's like, "What's going on?" And we show her. So now, three of us have seen this. And we're all like, "What the fuck is this?" So, I couldn't wait to get back over to the property the next day to investigate, and again, when we got some incredible evidence from the location, but because we were out of town, it was kind of there was three homes, and so we investigated three homes in 2 days, and then went back to the hotel and crammed, through evidence to kind of give them a mini,
What
reveal
we found, kind of
what
thing.
we found, until we could get home and sort through everything. Well, this picture was on my camera, on my memory card, my Nikon camera. Then I had, of course, loaded it onto my computer. When Brian took it and put it on the TV screen that night, he put it on his computer. So
Yep.
we had this picture in three locations: my memory card, my computer, Brian's computer. When we went to put the file together for the clients, that picture just gone. It's just black. It's like a black. Where that picture was is just a black frame on that memory card now.
You know,
Yeah, that shit
Weird.
pissed me off.
I mean, we
But
had
I've learned now through so many investigations that shit like that happens all the time.
Yep.
Not to that extreme, but all your batteries are charged. You get on the location, you turn shit on, and everything fails.
Have you
right.
ever had anything like that happen with you? Just out of curiosity?
Oh yeah, Colfax drained our batteries and shit constantly. It deleted all of our evidence. I had to tell the lady about it. She was pissed. And I came home with an attachment, and it damn near ruined my. Well, it did ruin my team, and it damn near cost me my marriage.
Mm.
Oh shit.
I was pretty much bedridden. From anybody that came in there, I was like, dude, no, get the fuck out of here. I don't even want to see you. Get out of my room.
Mm.
I was telling that's my wife, my kids, my mom, my family. And it took, I think, like four blessings and six sagings to finally get it off of me.
Damn.
I learned my lesson real quick. You walk into an investigation with the utmost respect for what you're about to deal with.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
We don't provoke.
we don't real provoke, and of course some people, watch our live investigations when we do go live, and we've we've gotten some feedback that people get irritated with us because
Because we don't provoke.
we don't provoke. I
But
find I can get a lot farther being gentle, and I'm not putting myself or my team at risk.
Right? I'll provoke if absolutely necessary, but it'll be
Well,
not to the extreme I did in Colfax. Absolutely not ever again.
well, and we've also one of the big reasons that this was important to us is if it's not a place that we have to live with, we don't want to piss off anything that's in there and then leave our clients to deal with it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're doing a well-known haunted business or whatever, and you're doing a jail or whatever, a little bit of provoking ain't bad. But yeah, you don't provoke in a residential. Absolutely not.
No, and I kind of look at it because I would say, 80%, and probably more than that, it's probably 85 or 90% of our clients, whether we deem their house to be haunted or not, before we end up wrapping it up with them, they want some kind of cleansing.
Just in case.
Right.
Just in
Can't
case.
hurt.
So I always kind of look at that's when I'm provoking, and that's when I have to be
And we're
aggressive. And
telling them to leave.
yeah, that's so I save that but in the event, because I would rather, Brian, you and I kind of talked about this the other day. I started this for the spirits. For me, I know a lot of paranormal investigators think I'm backwards, but I did it. I got into this for the spirits because I felt like something called me that if there's any of them out there that need my help, then I need to be there for them.
Yeah,
So for me, I would rather try to build a relationship with them with love versus coming in there and pissing them off. You know, if I
absolutely.
if I come in there and I tell them I'm not here to hurt you, I'm here to help you. We're here to give you a voice. We try to find out if they're mad, why they're mad. You know,
If
um,
people you're doing that backwards, they're absolutely wrong. That's actually very unique. And if you think about it, you're going to get more cases that way because the more the spirits call to you, the more places you're going to be able to go and help people with their paranormal activity. That's not
right.
backwards.
Uh,
I got
we've
respect for
gotten
that.
it a few times when I kind of put it out there that that's my thing. Is I'm number one for me is the spirits. Now, of course, that generally means helping the living as well. But to be honest, I really just don't like most people.
Yeah, spirits are easier to get along with. They don't talk back. They don't argue, and if they do, you
Ex-
can't hear them unless you got a device.
exactly,
And you know
exactly.
what? If they're that pissed off that they want to argue with me well enough for me to hear them on a device, they can go right ahead.
Right, because I want that damn evidence.
Yeah,
I want that evidence,
you can rant
please.
at me all night long as I get to get that piece of evidence.
Exactly, exactly. So, what's the best evidence you've ever? Since we're talking evidence, what's the best evidence you've ever gotten, Brian?
Yeah, I'd have to say it was from the second place we ever investigated, and it still exists. You can go to the YouTube Spokane Ghost Crew and check out some of our evidence we captured. And this is on there. I just can't remember the name of it. But I shut a door too hard, and you hear clear as daylight. That motherfucker did it.
Oh, cool,
And
cool.
we heard like this handshaking, and I swear to God, for years and years, it sounded like this thing said, "That's my cock." But after listening to it over and over and over, it sounds more and more like that's my dog.
Ah,
Hmm.
well,
I,
I
Either
mean,
or, either or.
right?
we had at the historical location that we've had access to.
Oh, Mr.
Um,
Slappy.
we now refer to him as Lieutenant Slappy or
Oh,
Captain
But hey,
Slappy.
when did he get a promotion?
I
Yeah.
gotta hear about this. Why do you call him Captain Slappy?
Well, he indicated to us that he was a Confederate soldier, and then the same guy, Brian, the guy that was on our team, Captain Slappy and Brian had a conversation for God about 4 hours. He was coming through the SP7, and this place is like out in the middle of nowhere. You're not getting a damn cell phone signal out there, so you're
Yeah, no,
damn
there
sure
are no
wasn't.
headlights, there are no
Yeah,
sound. I don't
there's no nothing out there, but
and other than in the parking area, there are not even any street lights.
so you know, Captain Slappy. It started out, I think, that and we got something that sounded like slap, and Brian's like, slap, are you wanting to slap somebody? And then he throws me under the bus. Well, if you want to slap somebody, there's Terry. Go ahead and slap her. And it comes back again, slap. And so this went on for hours, and there was four of us there. One of the people, I'm gonna edit her name. We'll call her Cheyenne. Cheyenne says her job doesn't, would she be fired from her job if they knew what she did paranormally? So Cheyenne is sitting there and she says, so because now, Captain Slappy has slapped all of us, 2, 3 hours. And so, now we're, trying to get some serious answers. And she asks, were you slapped to death? And he comes back clear as day. No, Cheyenne. So of
Oh,
course we all busted out laughing. But Captain Slappy was, he just was passing some slaps around. All, I mean, we none of us ever got physically touched. But if you ask him something that he didn't like, he came back with slap.
I always just imagine him kind of like standing on the table that they're all sitting around. Just every time somebody does ask him something he doesn't want to know, he's just this little ghostly hand just slap
Slap.
right through everybody's
That's
face.
exactly what I was
oh my
envisioning
God.
too. Or the because we were at one of them circle tables, so I kind of thought too he might be just walking around the back of us, slapping us in the back of the head, like Gibbs on NCIS.
Duck, duck, goose.
Oh man, you guys. I wish I could show you the cartoon images in my head right now.
Mhm. I picture so many things, and they are all comical.
Right,
I mean,
right.
yeah, I mean, and Captain Slappy did indicate that he was a gay Confederate soldier.
I cannot
Oh,
So,
imagine how hard that was.
yeah, I mean, and that could have been, something to do with his death, considering when it's out, and that was, how many years ago. Um, but
But
we still
also,
so
it
together.
could have just been that he was particularly kinky. We don't know.
right, right,
Well, yeah. Plenty of things to do with the baton. I mean, it's all
right,
good.
right. So
But That's the,
yeah,
that's the one thing I miss about the SGC, man, was having a guinea pig. And I used to throw Guthrie under the bus so hard. Like when we were in Colfax, we went up to the surgical ward. I said, "Hey, I brought the surgeon. Killed you. What do you want to do to him? Go ahead, free reign. Do whatever you want to him. Kill him if you want." And man, never happened to him, but it would come back and happen to me. So I got the bright idea. Okay, I can take what they're throwing out. I throw him as a scapegoat. They get me. We get the evidence.
right.
Man, it didn't work that way at all. Not one red mark, not anything.
No, no, but nothing like that ever. When you're like waiting on it, you're prepared for it to happen. It's gonna happen, when you're not freaking expecting it.
Right?
You
Like
know,
the
you,
ghost slap.
Robin, we don't
yeah.
know, but we do know that at the time, being gay was not acceptable in any part of Southern society.
Oh,
Yeah,
Least of all the military.
yeah.
that was big no no back then.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
I just
They were the
realized though, Terry, I think I have taken that role in the team. I just realized that every investigation we go on, I always tell the spirit to touch you.
I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, they all throw me.
We
It
just
doesn't
throw
matter.
Terry under the bus.
Jess, Brian,
Gotcha, Robin.
Twink, Cheyenne, they all throw me under the bus, but that's okay.
And it's
I
funny
guess.
because it's not like she's like the newbie on the team. She's the founder. We just throw her. I guess it's just sticking it to the man.
Well, see, and
Yeah.
that's what I thought too. Guthrie was my right hand man. If anybody needed to take it, it was my right hand man.
Right. It's just
Although
Right.
logical.
I'd try to throw an investigator under the bus every once in a while, but they were smart enough to walk away. Guthrie
Hmm.
was like, "Yeah, dude, bring it. Let's go." Me and Guthrie just
Well,
we had that magical chemistry together.
Yep.
well, if Emrys is watching, I'm probably gonna let the little cat out of the bag. But we guinea pigged him. Well, I guess actually I did it with Tiff first. Tiff and I did the Estes method here first, but we took someone who's interested in being on the team and took him to the house that we know very well is fucking haunted, and he's never investigated before in his life, and by the time he walked out of the house that night, he's investigated.
Hmm.
We did the Estes method with him. We blindfolded him and put him in the creepy ass fucking hallway that all of us are too chicken to be in.
Oh
But we.
no!
We did. We did.
Oh, that's bad, you guys. Fucking hilarious, but bad.
See, if
And
he can watch it, or if he comes back and watches the replay. Sorry, but
it's,
I mean, but
it's
we
But
told
fairly
hey,
him
amazing.
we've
we
done it
did
to ourselves. It's not like we're asking of anybody to do what we
right,
won't do.
right.
Right? We've all
It's
been thrown under a bus.
Hmm.
right. I mean,
Um,
and hey, if you're interested in being an investigator, I mean, shouldn't you get the full experience your first time?
that method works. Sam says, I don't know who's Facebook user, but hello, buddy is
Yeah,
just.
that method works, and there was another one I seen somewhere, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, the smoke machine. You know, have you
Oh,
ever have you ever done that, Brian?
Robert Humphrey says I live under a bus.
Hey, Robert.
Oh,
That's me too, Robert. I'm under the bus. I'm the damn bus's wheel.
Whatever
It's
on
just
TV.
it's just rolling over me all the time.
Brian Horton will just pop up and be like, "What? Y'all want some? Come get some. Come get some of the big bad egg." And they'll get picked up and slung into a wall, and Robert's sitting there going, "Damn!" Big shout out to PD though, man. Love those guys. You know,
absolutely.
great investigation team, and they've also got a great podcast too, Paranormal Static.
Yes, and I
Oh
do.
yeah,
They air
absolutely.
on the Spirit Paranormal Network, which is our other page.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say this if I'm letting a cat out of a bag or not, but Brian Laverty and his collab is doing some really good work too with the global ghost hunt. Very impressive.
Hmm. I've heard of his name, but I don't know Brian. Um, there's so many. I mean, it's just incredible the amount of paranormal investigators that
Apparently,
are out
this
there.
Matt, the paranormal consultant that commented, this is for you, Brian. Apparently,
Good to see
What's it say?
you.
I don't have my
Drunken.
glasses on. I can't. What does it say?
oh, there you go. Good to see my
Thank
drunken tickler brother back on camera.
thank you,
Oh,
Matt and Mr. Paranormal Consultant. I love you too. I I drunk dialed him one night. I'd polished off probably 2/5 of Fireball pretty much by myself.
Obviously, you and my husband would get along great because that's he calls that his Christmas drink.
This is true, Sam. If you can hear wheels or the sound of a metallic something clanging together, I breed mice. There are mice in here, and the bottles are constantly being drank out of, or the
Oh,
wheels.
that's really just her running that bus over me.
Yeah, yeah, that's what that sound is.
I feel like I'm a Playboy bunny or something propped up against my pole here.
You are looking
But
rather posed.
I keep trying not to do it. I'll think about it after I do it, but I'm like, standing out here having to hold my phone out so I get a signal. Um, it is what it is. It is unlocked and uncensored. It's been our issue since day one. If we don't have some kind of technical issues, it's not our show.
I've kind of decided that what it is it's because we've decided the show is an uncensored show. Our your internet has decided to censor us instead.
Yeah. Ah,
Hey,
maybe that's
Terry,
what it is.
Terry, I'm very disappointed right now.
I am too. You're only
Your
at
Why?
two.
FM counter is only
Y'all
at
ain't
two.
caught him because I know I've said fuck at least 4 times, now 5. So y'all
All
are
right.
just missing them.
Well, fuck. We got to give her some credit for that.
Right?
All right. There we go. I'm still disappointed. 5 is very low.
Well, we're fresh out of the gate again. It's kind of like we're
Josh,
starting over.
Joshua says you're just looking good and feeling gorgeous with your pose over there, Terry.
Well, thank you, Joshua.
Thanks, Robin. We're glad to be on air and kind of winging it and just kind of getting into the groove of things.
Yeah, well, we've all had a lot going on. Jess is getting ready for a big move to North Alabama. Um, these home renovations with jackhammers and stuff going on inside my house. It's been a little bit overwhelming, to say the least.
And summer always flares my nerve pain. So it's been rough.
Kids out of school, and for Jess, and we took a little bit of time off, but we're back. And Brian, I think you're going to join us again next week, right?
Maybe. I think so.
Yeah,
I'll
we
see if I
I
can
guess
pencil you in. I'm so busy with the non-paranormal world right now.
right. Well, we
I
figured
too am starting.
it would be a good take, I think, to have someone from another state, that might bring maybe some. I mean, because we're about as far south as we get, and you're about as far north as you can get, other than Canada. Um, so the person that we're going to have on next Sunday, um, I don't know. I just have a feeling that you might be able to bring him some good information to help
No,
him
of
along
course.
his way.
Now that depends. The tater tot could be here. So,
Well, yeah. Now, of course, this all depends on the tater tot. You
This
know,
is
we we understand that the tater tot, at 11 days, that really means we could go any fucking day now.
yep.
right.
So
Uh, if the tater tot ain't born, it would be my honor and privilege to be back here yet again.
good. So I guess we'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag a little bit for I don't know how many Alabama viewers are on right now, but this will definitely affect y'all. Excuse me. We are extremely proud to announce we have landed a huge interview with the running for governor of Alabama,
Our
Mr.
independent
Our
candidate.
independent. He's on the independent ticket, um, Mr. Jared Budlong. And I'm gonna let Jess you tell Brian and tell everybody that's watching a little bit about how you found him and what we know about him
It's
at
funny.
this point.
He has approached the entire um, media networking yourself thing very differently than any other political candidate I have really seen. I found him through TikTok.
Interesting.
I found him through TikTok. He does TikTok videos where he's talking about his views and his policies, but he's also, doing a lot of back and forth and Q&A with anyone who comments. And for him to be on my For You page, he has to be fairly liberal because that's my For You page. So I ended up liking
Right.
him quite a bit, and I reached out to Terry and put his name in her ear, and it just
And
went
that's
from there.
yeah,
We'll wait. We won't really talk about his policies. We'll let him do that next week.
right, right. Because yeah,
But
we definitely wouldn't want to misquote or put something out that wasn't true
right,
because we all know in this political world how bad that can be. I will say, since Jess, put him out to me, I of course, been following him on Facebook, and something that he does that I really like is if he's live and you go on his show, in the comments and say, "Hey, I want to come on and talk with you," he gives you a chance. He'll bring you on, and as long as you're not a troll that's going to be an asshole. I mean, there was
he'll
one
sit
that
and
even
talk.
came on that was an asshole the other night that told him, to die or something. It was something rude. And of course, he just, kicked him off and carried on about his business. So I think that's very cool that he is, if you're somebody who wants to talk to him and find out his views or express your views to him, he seems to be very
He'll do it.
open to that. And I mean, I think that that's huge because I don't think politicians listen to us. I
Yeah.
don't think they listen to the average, everyday, working class person. If you're not somebody with a lot of money in your pocket, then
Or a big
what we
name
say,
behind you.
or a big name behind you, then, I don't feel like we get listened to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I'm not a registered voter.
Ah, see now, so we'll have to change that. Because God knows we need more voters now more than ever.
I got to tell you guys something that's going to probably crack you in the audience up right now.
Oh Lord.
My daughter and her best friend are out here playing, and I'm listening to them while I'm doing this. And I hear my daughter say, "No, get away from me, you dirty skinwalker." You can totally tell that that is a daughter of a paranormal investigator.
Absolutely.
Well, that's my grandkids too. They come over, we'll have birthday slumber parties and shit over, Grandma, can we investigate? The
Yep.
kids that, don't belong around here. They get these terrified look in their eyes like, what?
No,
And
yeah. I mean, my kids are 11 and 9, 12 and 9. They just had a birthday. Don't judge me. Uh,
I get it. I get it.
but our mother child bonding time has been we're working our way through the Resident Evil movies together. So
nice.
that's our
Mine,
thing.
me and Pantera, we have it, it it's embarrassing to say, but it's funny. Shut up. But she likes to spend her time playing Fortnite, which I suck at, but I'll play with her. Mommy. But she's mostly known for wanting to paint my toenails.
Oh,
And,
there's nothing wrong with that. My grandson, they, he's got sisters, and he comes over all the time with painted toenails and painted fingernails.
and unlike some dads, who will run in the bathroom and take it off, I will rock it everywhere I go, and I wear
Hell
flip
yeah,
100% of the time.
My husband rocks painted nails until they come off on their own.
yeah. I think that's takes a true man to do stuff like that. And of course, my husband had two daughters, and so, he had his days of makeup and nail polish and all that
Um,
stuff too.
I've got too much of a beard for the makeup, but I let her do the fingernails sometimes and the toenails. Oh, your toenails are
Uh,
too
now you could have a little eyeshadow on there, Brian. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah, I could put the eyeshadow on, the black lipstick. I'm sexy.
Don't you want to feel
Right,
pretty?
right. To feel
Put
pretty
on
and
my big
sexy.
red fancy moo moo, and it'd be great.
Yes, I want to see that. I
I
want
know
to
I,
see that.
I've already been dared to dress up as a dead pop star, so I'm kind of thinking Zombie Britney might be coming this Halloween.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
That'll be interesting.
That'd be a
With
really good one.
that mini skirt, tube top, wig, makeup. I mean, for
Hell
$100,
yeah.
I'll walk around town like that. I don't care.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Um, we're getting down to the end. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is you play guitar.
I fake my way through it. Yeah.
You fake your way through it. So, what
Uh,
kind of music do you play, Brian?
uh, I used to be able to play "Smoke on the Water," a few Bad Company songs. Mostly, I was known for just sitting there playing, making my own shit up with power chords, and
Just picking and grinning?
um, uh, I actually started a band a few years ago called Something Creepy, and started out as I was a vocalist, but the guitarist wanted to sing, so I played guitar for a little bit. It was fun, we went our separate directions, but I mean, hell, it was a great garage band.
Right,
Lived
Hey, I
right.
love a good garage band.
right, lived about 1,000 feet from high school. They'd come walking by our house and rock out.
Oh, yeah, those are fun times.
Right, right. Little drive-through concert.
Right? And I'm sure you were the cool guy on the block. I'm sure.
No, I was the quiet guy. I only knew three of my neighbors, and I kept to myself.
I
Well,
just made
but you
sure to
can't.
make friends with very large people because then nobody bothers you.
Right, I have always had a circle of maybe 3 to 8 people at one time. That's it.
I think that's the largest a group of
Yeah,
friends of mine has ever been.
yeah, that's probably about the
That's
same.
the circle that comes over. I mean, I got a fairly large circle on Facebook, but as far as the people in Spokane, yeah, it's a very
Right.
small.
Well, and we didn't even ever do parties or things like that. It was always just our group would get together at one or the other's house and drink and hang out and swim, listen to music, whatever we were going to do. But it was always just us. It was never a bunch of other people.
Yeah, I
Right.
was never. I can't. I mean, if Robin's still in the chat, she might correct me here. Well,
She
I don't
is.
know. There might have been a couple of parties, where there was, I don't know, 25, 30 people there, but I would try
Yeah.
to keep things small. Smaller crowds are better because shit happens when there's a lot of people around. I don't want to be caught up in nobody's shit.
Yep, basically. So
You know who that is? Okay.
I can't sing
I'm
either, Sam.
trouble.
Do not
Miley,
worry.
Miley, why don't you
I
wait
can't.
here until your mom comes and gets you? Okay.
I can't. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read anybody's comments. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
It's teeny tiny little print, and I can't see it. I can see though that we are getting to be at
Yeah.
almost 12:30. So, of course, we want to thank Brian James for being here with us tonight, and
Have my pleasure.
and uh, and as long as we do not have Tater Tot, and
Hey,
that'd be a blessing if
hopefully,
Tater Tot is
yes.
here. But
Hopefully.
hopefully, if Tater Tot has not arrived by this time next week, then we'll see you again, and you can sit in, listen to me talking like some stupid redneck. You can sit in over here with us.
It leaks out sometimes.
And I've never really even talked that way, and I don't know what the hell. I just can't talk right for some reason. Um, but yes, you can sit in with us,
If you're
and
feeling up to it, of
if you're
course.
feeling up to it, of course. And like I said, maybe being from another state, bringing a new perspective, and someone who's not even a registered voter. Yeah, you might have a whole new something to bring to this guy.
Absolutely, I could.
But if you haven't
I could
seen him,
talk
you'll have to
about
go check him out
I'll
because,
send you one of his TikToks, Brian.
yeah, because you and him could be brothers.
He's got a nice, large,
Yes,
very nice beard.
very,
yes,
very nice.
yes.
So,
So I
but yeah,
think
we'll
even his campaign slogan is something support the beard or something.
yeah support
Jared,
the
I
beard.
apologize. Yeah, I was, yeah, support the beard. So, yeah, everybody support the
Everybody
beard.
is weird. And
Mhm.
this is only
Right,
six months
support the
into
beard.
growth.
Well, there you go.
So,
Well, keep on growing it. We'll have to start like measuring it.
yep.
Right.
We'll do a Brian James beard watch.
Every week. How long as his beard grows?
You're
Yes,
gonna have little marks along a door jamb, and you're gonna
right.
stand
We'll
next
have
to it, and we'll measure out.
Terry's F bomb counter, and we'll have Brian's beard counter.
Yep.
I absolutely love it.
Well, again, thank you for being on the show. Of course, it's a pleasure. We love that. We love meeting you on your show. That's why told Jess the other day. I said, I think I'm going to ask Brian since we're coming back Sunday night. Let's see if he wants to join us. So we
Absolutely.
really enjoy having you.
I'm going to be getting everything back and running again in October. And, you guys are always going to be welcome on my show, and I love the hell out of you guys. I love what you're doing. You're fucking rocking the paranormal world. Keep up the good work, y'all.
Well, thank you, Brian. We love you too. And what is Robin saying there? I
Put
can see.
PD Paranormal on there too. They've got major beards.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we got to get all the beard guys to support the beard. So
For everybody watching, go check out PD. Go check out the Paranormal Consultant, the P3 family. You're going to find a lot of love and warmth in there. I promise you that.
cool,
Yep.
cool.
We
And
certainly have.
I see Robert Humphreys said something there, but I can't see what it is.
PD
Weird.
beard.
That's
Uh,
right.
Well,
gotcha.
we will
So
see y'all next week.
thanks everybody for joining us. We're glad to be back. Sorry, I'm now choking on a bug. I think.
Oh, it's like you ended the
Out here in the
swallow.
bayou, you
Awful
get the bugs in
eating.
your mouth whether you want them or not.
Yep, yep.
Well,
So,
I'll tell
y'all,
you what, I'm lucky Washington ain't got alligators, man. I ain't got to worry about that shit. Them things scare me to death.
We don't really have them in Alabama either. So
no.
the worst we have to work unless somebody's released one somewhere that they brought back from Florida as a baby and then it tried to eat their leg and they decided to let it go. We've
Release
had
the
we've
fucking.
had a few of those float around. Um, Holy shit, y'all! My thing just popped up. 14 people have been killed in a bar somewhere.
Oh, lovely.
Holy shit.
Well, I guess we will end on that.
Right? I'm so sorry,
Y'all
and
have a good night.
yes, everybody have a good night. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Thanks for having us.